Welcome to my channel. My name is Emmy from Emmy Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. If this is not your first time, thank you for coming back. So I have quite a few different events coming up. If you'd like to learn about energy, learn how to tap into your power, go check it out, k33academy.com/store. You'll be able to see all the different workshops that I have, different events that I have coming up. Also, I'm going to be going live in a couple days. In a couple days. If you would like to get energy work done, go to mevolving.com/shop/power boost. And I'll go ahead and I'll put that in the comments. It's already pinned on Facebook, but I'll go ahead and pin it on YouTube as well. So let me just put that right here and pin the message. All right, how are you guys doing? Let me go ahead and get some cards started. So this is a period where people are feeling very rough, very raw, going through the things you guys are going through. I get it. You know, everyone's going through something right now. And it's just a matter of really allowing yourself to be fully present and aware of what your soul is asking you to experience. All right. Mm-hmm. Good morning, Fanny. Okay. Yeah, everything does feel weird. Thought it was just me. Everything feels super weird, very off. The energy and it's just super weird. Sorry, I've been gone for quite a few days. Been trying to recenter myself and deal with a few different things. All right. We'll pull more cards if we need more cards later, but I think 3 decks is enough today. All right. Here goes. Oh, let me make sure my phone is mute. Excuse me. All right. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Okay. There's a lot of things going on. Okay. This is telling me a lot already, right off the start. Power in reverse. So it's this sense of almost like forgetting how strong you are, forgetting how much you can deal with, how much you can handle, being so exhausted that at this point you're kind of just like, I don't want to deal with anymore, which I don't blame you. Right? I don't blame you. We're kind of just over it, right? I am. I don't know about you. I'm over it. I'm done with it. And because of that, an emotional and energetic winter is being initiated, right? Where you're feeling pretty cold towards yourself. Maybe you're feeling cold towards other people. I mean, this can express itself in our lives in so many different ways. Maybe because of everything that's been going on, you haven't really been wanting to take a chance on things, on people. It's been very rough, it's been very raw, but in that, It really truly is making you stronger if you choose to allow it to make you stronger. Now, the people who do these really messed up things to you, they're not making you stronger. They're horrible people. I'll say it again. I don't care if I hurt horrible people's feelings. If you're going to be horrible towards people who are kind and patient, you are a horrible person. There's no debating that. I don't care what your reasoning is. Choose kindness to someone who's being kind to you, or just, shut the pie hole, keep it moving, leave people in their peace. Because I'm done with people who are like that. I'm so done with people who are like that. So it's this thing of maybe you are like that, where um, you've been really trying to be patient, really trying to be kind. This is who you are. And, you are hoping you can love someone to wholeness. No, you cannot. You cannot. Now, there are situations where um, someone is ready to become whole again, and they cross your path because you have the courage to love them wholeheartedly, right? And so that supports the natural process that they've already selected for themselves. That is so different than trying to force someone into a space of healing and wholeness when they're not ready. Okay. So you got to be careful about doing that. You got to be careful about putting yourself in a situation just because, you want to help someone. It's not bad to help people, but when people don't want to accept the help, you got to leave them be. You got to leave them be so that you don't put yourself in a situation that's really, really unhealthy for you. Now, here's the thing, for many of us who are patient and kind, we are going to be partnered up or put in an environment with other patient and kind individuals. Okay. Because now you're entering into a period where um, it's important to be around people who are like you so that you can receive what you give out. Does that make sense? Where um, people who have the capacity to love you wholeheartedly are going to be put across your path so that you could experience that type of love that you give out, so that you can be supported to the depth that you have supported others. This is about really, really, really choosing your healing. If you're not going to choose your healing, you're going to continue to be surrounded by the people who have no problem hurting you. You're going to continue to be surrounded by the people who um, see nothing wrong with their behaviors. Like, we have to exit out of this space of compliance, complying with the very situations and mindsets that have kept you very confined in your existence. No longer complying with that, no longer allowing ourselves to be um, gaslit by others or even by ourselves, because sometimes we do this to ourselves, right? Exiting out of that space of being volunteering to be the victim, because I think for quite a few of us, we volunteer to be the victim. I mean, you probably are not doing it consciously, but for many of us, we volunteer to be the victim because we think that, oh, if I just let myself be hurt, then I can save other people from being hurt. And you can't. Um, you can't. That's not your job, and you don't have that type of authority. You can't. That is not that's not how it works, and I've had to learn this lesson over and over and over, where I think that if I give up what is rightfully for me, opportunities, payment, whatever it is, that in turn I am blessing someone else with that. No, it's for me though. It's for me, it's not for someone else. So what ends up happening is I just go without for no reason. I've had to learn this over so many years and I still struggle with this lesson. So this is not an easy cycle to exit out of, but it's still necessary. It's absolutely necessary for you to exit out of it because you deserve to have what is for you. I mean, how many times have we allowed ourselves to accept that we deserve goodness? We deserve opportunities. We deserve to feel supported, to feel loved. We deserve to have abundance, right? For so many of us, we think like, oh, there's someone else who needs this more than me. I do that too, don't worry. But really, though, I mean, why don't you think you deserve it? Why don't you think you deserve as much as the next person? Why do you feel like you should go without while you try and score for other people opportunities? Ooh, okay. Window is closing. You would hate if you missed out on this opportunity. Assistance is available. Hold on. It's time to jump on the bandwagon. Ooh, ooh. Inspiration for a much needed vacation. 10 things a Sigma INFJ never tolerates from anyone. I'm thinking that soul is inviting you into other places, places that you're afraid to occupy, because once you occupy it, you'll never return back to a place of smallness to the degree that you're existing in right now. Yeah. It's a scary thing to let go of the limited existence that you've grown so comfortable in. It's a very scary thing. I get it. But you don't belong there anymore. Oh, you don't. You don't belong there anymore. Why do you think you're so unhappy there? Because you don't belong there anymore. Once upon a time, that place was right for you. The limitations were right for you. They kept you feeling safe. Now they're not. Everything has a proper time and a proper use. Everything. Everything. Something that comes to mind is like a waist trainer. So I have a degenerated disc in my low back, and that kind of makes me vulnerable to low back injury more than the average person, which that's okay. I get it. But here's the thing, I can't just leave that like that. If I'm going to work out, I need to protect my back. And so when I work out, I wear a waist trainer. It keeps everything in place. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. I only wear it if I work out and I know I'm going to lift heavy, which is every workout. So at most 3 times a week. That's not enough to negatively impact me. However, if you wear a waist trainer 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, you're risking organ damage. Depending on how tight that waist trainer is, you're risking organ damage. You're risking displacement of very important things. In addition to that, when your back doesn't have to work, right? Because it's consistently being forced to stay in the position that a waist trainer puts your spine into, you actually begin to atrophy those back muscles. It does the opposite. It doesn't strengthen it. It weakens the muscles that are responsible for keeping your back erect. Everything, everything has a time and a purpose. Everything, including your pain, including your struggle. Okay. Now is not the time for you to rebirth yourself. It's not the time. It's not the time. You don't need to shame yourself into a space of thinking you have to become someone completely different than who you are. This is a very rough and very raw period, but it is making you stronger. It is helping you to realize just how capable you actually are. Do you know how capable you are? Because even if you say yes immediately, you only know a fraction of your capacity, of your capability. You only know a fraction of it. So now is a time for you to receive your guidance, allowing yourself to be guided by soul into the circumstance and cycles that are necessary for you. Cycles, you're entering into cycles, right? Whatever these cycles are, they're cycles that are helping you to learn more about yourself. You will never know how strong you are until you learn more about who you are, how you are, where you are. Okay. So for many of us, the feminine aspects of ourselves have gone upside down. Um, so here's the thing. Okay. Gender roles, right? Um, the masculine energy is theoretically um, thought to be the protector, right? The job of the masculine is to protect the feminine. Hmm, could be, um, or could be not. We don't really know. That's someone's theory. But if I look at nature, if I look at bears, okay, let's specifically focus on bears. Who takes care of the babies? The mama bear. Who's known to be mad aggressive when they have a baby? The mama bear. So, your feminine energy is fully capable of utter destruction on your behalf. It is. When it's upside down, it will destroy everything. It will destroy your perception of yourself. It will destroy your opportunities to create opportunities. It will destroy all sorts of different things like self healing. It will destroy um, the way you see the world. Absolutely. It totally could. It totally could. Now, I'm not a psychologist, but there's this thing in me that really deeply feels it's one thing to have a very destructive masculine figure, right? Um, to have a toxic masculine part of raising you. And it's a whole nother level of internal destruction when the toxicity comes from the mother. I don't know why. I don't know why, right? It takes less destructive mother energy to create devastation than it does father energy. I don't know why. This is what I've observed. This is what I've observed from thousands of people. It takes much less toxic mother energy to create the amount of destruction that father energy can also do. You have to get yourself right side up is very, very important during this period. You're going to be shown by external mirrors how you have been hurtful and harmful to yourself, probably through the course of your lifetime. When you have people standing in front of you and they're showing you ugly behaviors, it's directed at you. Yes, that's not nice. Yes, hold them accountable. But also, yes, what are they mirroring? Are they triggering a remembrance of things you experienced as a child, things that were done to you as a child? Or are they triggering um, this realization of what you've been doing to yourself? Right? And no, we're not making excuses for people who treat us poorly. You still hold them accountable for their behavior. But don't just stop there. That's an opportunity to learn more about yourself. If you just stop there, you're not going to cleanse yourself of the distortions that live within you. There was this post that I came across. One of my girlfriends on Facebook posts amazing bangers. Yeah. In my soft girl era, I want all the love, peace, and happiness. I will not deal with anything or anyone that stresses me or brings negativity into my life. And that really super resonated because now I'm coming into this space of understanding that the harshness that lives inside me, I think it's time for it to rest, right? That doesn't mean that if you're going to come to me crooked, bent out of shape, and try and take that out on me, that I'm not going to straighten you out because I abso-fucking-lutely will. But that also doesn't mean that just because I had to straighten your crooked ass out, it doesn't mean I have to stay in that harsh space. That can be put away. It can be allowed to come out when it's appropriate, when it's necessary, when it's needed. But I don't have to live like that. That I deserve to live in the softness that I'm capable of being. Right? Sometimes we get stuck in only one position, not realizing that we have 360 degrees of access to different aspects of ourselves. All the way around, baby boo, you are a totality. All the way around. You are not stuck being one specific caricature of you. Yeah, you can be gangster. Okay, that's good. Let that come out when it's necessary. But you can also be soft. You can be filled with grace. You can be a beautiful testament to that nurturing goddess energy. You can be all of it. You can absolutely be all of it. So be all of it. Pick and choose which parts are necessary at any given moment. It takes a lot of strength to be able to see the full spectrum of who you are, the full spectrum of who you are. Yes, you should allow your life to change you into um, a more appropriate version of yourself. But no, you should not allow people to change you in such a way that keeps you stagnant and stuck in simply one positioning, which is what? Consistent, incessant, internal war. No, no, that has to stop. You have to make it stop. If you can get it to stop inside you, it will no longer be reflected outside of you. I learned that real well. I learned that so deeply. I still work on it though, right? Just because you've learned it doesn't mean you've mastered how to apply it into your day to day life. And that's something we all need to kind of come to terms with, right? Just because you've learned it doesn't mean you've mastered it. That's okay. That's okay. You have your entire life to spend very gently practicing how to master that. It's okay. I've learned that too. No matter how difficult the lesson has been, I've always managed a way to make sure that I end up okay. Never at the cost of anyone else either. And that's what tells me my integrity, my goodness, it is intact and it will forever remain intact. There is no one in this world that can cause me to exit out of that space of integrity. You know, I've had quite a few people who I've known for a long time, quite a few. And they've seen what I have been quietly trying to deal with, and sometimes not so quietly dealing with when it comes to that disgusting stalker, right? And I've had quite a few who have loved me for years, and I reciprocate that love. I love them too. They've reached out, concerned, offering their magical skills, offering to use their magical skills to protect me. I'd never ask you to compromise anything. I wouldn't. Now I can't stop you if you want to. I can't stop you. I can't tell you what to do, but I would never ask you to do that on my behalf. I'm very confident in my ability to always remain in my integrity. That's just not who I am anymore. But that doesn't mean that I can't do what is necessary in a legal capacity in order to keep myself, my family, and my community safe. There is so much that is placed before you, and you have the authority to pick and choose what you will deal with first. You have the authority to do that. Actually, it's more than an authority. You have the obligation to yourself to pick and choose what is the most urgent matter for you to address. Right? Like this weekend, I found myself uh, feeling very, very challenged to remain in my space of integrity, feeling very much like, I have all this capacity. Why don't I just use it? Why don't I just use it? Get this hemorrhoid out of the way. Because I have that capacity. Right? Why am I letting myself continue to be disrupted by a little tick? And then I realized that this is not about a tick. This is not about a pig named Philip Petrovic. No. This is about me. Who am I? Am I going to allow this to turn me into a version of myself that I am averse to? Am I going to let someone who is less than me? And absolutely. When you behave in that way, when you make threats to people who have done nothing to you, when you make threats to harm children, you are fucking less than me. You are. You're less than me. Am I going to let myself be a reflection of something that's less than me? No. 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 So I need to back up and take a good hard look at everything. I need to do what I do in order to get back to my place of center, which is what? Spend time with the people who love me wholeheartedly. People who remind me of the goodness that lives in me, right? And some people think that I was spending this weekend moving. No, I withheld myself from all of you so that I could work on my mental health. It's important to know that. It's really, really important to know that. I did not move a single thing. Michael says that's inaccurate. I did not move a single material thing, but I did move myself back into my space of center. I did absolutely move myself. So, yes, I moved the things that needed to be moved. I was teetering on the edge of entering into a very dark space. I'm not afraid of the darkness. I'm not afraid of myself. But I do realize that I'm being invited by soul to take a good hard look at how I give my power away by allowing external things to affect an internal process. It's okay for you to realize that you've allowed yourself to become destabilized because of other people's behaviors, intentions. It's okay. It's okay for you to have anger in response to being maltreated. It's okay. But you are not that anger. That anger is a reaction to the way you're being treated. So, what do you need to do there? What do you need to do? You need to take a moment to figure out what is the best course of action for yourself. What will honor your integrity first and foremost? What is it? Recognizing how powerful you are and wielding that power with responsibility. I mean, I have never felt more powerful than I do right now. Why? Well, because I was able to observe in a neutral manner. Thank you, Megan. I was able to observe in a neutral manner the space that I was going to begin occupying before I entered there. And then I was able to make a very loving, very cognitive decision to love myself to the degree that I knew I didn't have to enter in there. To really enter into my space of that divine feminine power. I am not a victim. I will not identify as such, nor am I an aggressor, because I've done that for too many lifetimes already. So, what am I? What I choose to be right now in this moment, which is what? A powerful woman in the process. Of falling more deeply in love with myself. Some tears are from sadness. These tears are from a realization of how deeply I'm in the process that I need to be in, a process that brings me deeper into myself so that I can uncover more of the beauty that lives inside me. It's rough and it's raw, but it's necessary. It's rough and it's raw, but it's necessary. It's powerful. I once had a very intense conversation with Michael regarding demons. Regarding demons. For many of you, you think I am a tarot card reader. I'm not. I'm capable of reading tarot cards, yes, but I'm not a tarot card reader. I do different type of work for my day job. I'm not an energy worker either. I don't identify as that. I'm an aura spectra bioregenesis facilitator and professor. With that, I have a secondary specialty in parasitic extraction. I'm pioneering the field of parasitic extraction. I own the term parasitic extraction. What does that mean? I'm a demonologist and exorcist for my day job. I'm very well versed in the behaviors of demons. I understand their psychology, and I'm able to negate their effects on my clients. So, the conversation with Michael, I got frustrated one day years ago. And I asked him, why do they have to exist? Just negate it all. Leave humans alone. Negate it all. Transmute it. Create enough alchemical change that they can no longer retake that form, that energetic signature, that essence. Let their energy be reabsorbed by creation and recycled for betterment. At which point, Michael said, "You think you know everything?" I know enough. Clearly, I don't. Clearly, I don't. He had to ask me only one thing for me to realize. He said to me, and he loves to call me silly girl, how did you come to your level of awareness in such a short time? Well, because because these demonic mofos keep messing with me, and they've messed with me since I was a child. And he didn't say a word. Oh, oh, trauma-induced secretion. I don't know if you'll find anything online about it. It's a term that I coined, trauma-induced accretion. It's like the etheric counterpart of fight or flight. It's an adrenaline rush, but instead of adrenaline, it's hydroplasma. It's pure energy, dilates all your pathways. Because of constant demonic attempts on me ever since I was a child. My pathways have been left completely dilated. I have full access to all my abilities if I so choose. What does that mean? That demonic things still have a purpose. That's why they still exist. The moment you no longer have a purpose, you cease to exist. The moment you're no longer learning anything or contributing to someone else's learning, you are called back home and prepared for the next part. Let the people serve their purpose in your life, but do not define yourself by the people who have access to you. When people who have the capacity to reach demonic levels of malignancy, malignant intention, and they have access to you, let them be the tool that your soul uses to continue to grow you. They are not responsible for your growth. They are merely a component in it. They are merely a component in the process that is growing you. You never allow someone who's being used as a tool by your soul to define you in your eyes and in the eyes of others. Allow your growth, allow your expansion, allow yourself to fall deeply and madly in love with yourself, because you deserve it. You deserve to see and remember just how powerful you actually are. You're very powerful. You just don't want to believe it. How do you know I'm powerful? It's not for me to convince you. How do you not know? That's the better question. When I ask someone, you realize you're blah, 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 right? I can always tell where they're at within their journey, because then they'll be like, well, how do you know? How do you not know? You live with yourself. How do you not know? How do you allow yourself to continue to reject this process of realization of how potent you are in your life? Knowing your power is like riding a bike. You never forget. You doubt. You choose to enter into a space of disbelief, but you never forget. So I hadn't ridden a bike in years. And then we started going to state and national parks with our bicycles to go ride bikes and stuff. And, I didn't want to ride my husband's BMX type bike because he's cray. He has no brakes. It's a free wheel. I'm like, I'm gonna die on that. I lack balance, and I also lack stability in my knees and stuff. I will fall. And so I rode my big old beach cruiser, and I was super wobbly, super wobbly. And I really felt like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna fall. I don't know how to ride a bike anymore. And then one day I just decided to stop lying to myself. One day we went, and my husband didn't want to bring my big old beach cruiser because he says, because there's hills and stuff, and he says it's a lot harder for you to go up the hills. You should just, go on the BMX. I don't know if it's a BMX. It's one of those types. It's like a trick bicycle, and he has quite a few of them. And so what ended up happening was I was riding that, and I decided it's my bike now. Because I decided to stop lying to myself about how I can't ride a bike, and now I ride that standing up if I want. I can jump curbs if I want. I could do all kind of stuff on it if I want. Um, and it's just a matter of realizing what I want and don't want, admitting to myself what I want and don't want. But at any point, can I honestly sit here and be like, I forgot how to? No, I didn't. No, I didn't. And my husband says, like, that's not your bike. Yeah, it is. And he's like, but that has all my bougie parts. I don't care. Thank you. Only the best. Hey. Right? I'm like, thank you. You know what I like? Yeah, no, I claimed it. It's mine now. It's mine now. You're not getting it back. It's cute. It's so cute. It's black and chrome. I was taking pictures of it the other time that we went, and he's like, "What are you doing?" "Taking pictures of my bike." "What do you mean?" He goes, "Oh, you claim that now?" "Yeah, it's my bike." No, don't swap out any parts. That's messed up. That's theft. Anyways, be fearless, but it's in reverse. So you're scared. You're scared of how powerful you are. You're scared of the process that you're in. You're scared of this. You're scared of that. You're scared. You're scared. You're scared. It's okay. Do it anyways. Be scared and do it anyways. You know? I'm sorry, what? A paratrooper bike? Hold on. I'll buy yours for $50. Hold on. What does that look like? Paratrooper bike. Girl. Girl. It's a mountain bike. I'm just saying. And then it even has like a little shelf in the back, that shelf thingy that I could put Miss Joy Joy on, just strap her on there. What? What? Oh, shoot. Girl, this could so be us. I'm saying I'm going to go skydiving again. Look, got their bike strapped to them. I'm saying. How do you land with that, though? How do you land with that? Oh, shoot. Ask and you shall be shown. Okay. Boo. Can we just twin it up? I want to be a functional hoe with you. I'm saying, because what can happen is like we can jump out of the plane and just keep it going, book it, keep going. Just keep going. As soon as you hit ground, just keep going. Unfold the bike. Unfold it and keep going. Maybe you can have the bike and we could just put pegs on it so I could ride on the bike. The back part? Yeah, we'll put pegs. I'm saying, Or like, how tall are you? Maybe I could just be strapped to you. Because I mean, I'm kind of worried that I won't land right. I'm working on my hip flexors and my lower abdominals. My husband doesn't know this, but like, oh, so you're taller than me. Okay, girl, I'll ride on you. I'm saying, we could do this. We can make it happen. We can make it happen. Next time I go, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to let you know so that you can fly in wherever I'm at. And we could go jump together. Bring your bike. 2 stairs. Girl, no. You got to jump from the plane. You could do it. You could do it. Okay? So, just mental note. Message Louise when it's time to be wild. Wild in the sky. We're going to message Louise. I know I'm getting old too because the way my knees are set up these days, you know what I'm saying? They got knee braces for that. So I have Ehlers-Danlos. I have hypermobility. It's very easy for me to dislocate things. And they have this entire body brace. I was going to buy it, but it's on back order. Hold on. EDS body wrap. I was like, ooh, boo. Yes. Yes. Could you imagine me like this at the gym? Like, that'll keep me all nice and tight everywhere. What? We need to get matching ones. You and I. We need to do it. We need to get matching ones. Look at her. Look at her. See? We need we need to get matching ones because I mean, I don't know. I've been having a thing where even my foot has started. Oh, they have EDS finger braces? What? I fucking need that. What? Bro. Okay. Why no one ever told me about this? I need to join some type of like EDS message board or something because these are things I need to know about. Look at that. Yeah, no, for real. I'm saying it's necessary because like I really can mess myself up hardcore. Where can we get these? Hold that. We need these. Michael, why don't you tell me about these things? It would be so much more helpful than freaking having to pop in my joints. Okay, I gotta stop looking. I will look at that later. I'll look at that later. Do you have EDS too? I'm saying it's necessary. Patience. Have patience with yourself in your process because whatever your process is, it's taking you to a place of compassion as well as fearlessness, right? So, really allowing yourself to get to that space is super crucial. Crucial. You have choices. You have to choose what is best for you. Not surrendering to your process is not what's best for you. That's a surefire way for you to get your feelings hurt by yourself. You're hurting your own feelings by fighting your process. It's up to you. It's up to you. If you don't know already, when I say it's up to you, if you choose what I'm telling you is up to you, you're going to hurt your own feelings. That's my way of challenging you. It's up to you. Knowing dang well you, oh, sookie now. Woo. Okay. This makes sense. Makes sense. Shine. You have to let yourself shine, okay? That shine is what's going to create a cosmic connection. Not a cosmic connection with sick people, not a cosmic connection with people who disrespect your sovereignty. I'm not talking about stalkers or people who are trying to force you into a space of believing they are your twin flame, right? I'm talking about a cosmic connection with people who are actually genuinely healthy for you, right? You need to allow those connections to be established. Whatever those connections are, they're good for you. You don't need to redirect yourself. You're already being pushed, shoved by soul into the direction you need to go. Okay. Renewal. You will be renewed. I know you're exhausted. I know you're tired of the process that you've been put in. You'll be fine. Don't worry. I mean, you always say, I'll be fine. But did you die? No? So then you're fine. You're fine. You got your feelings hurt? Okay. But did you die? No. Good. So you'll be fine. You'll go through the process to make yourself whole again. Okay. Twin ray healing. There's a healing that's going on. I'm wondering if that is a cosmic connection that we are being told you're about to have. Just kind of, kind of as a like a public service announcement, if I haven't personally identified you as a twin of mine, leave me the fuck alone. I'm not joking. I'm not joking, right? If I haven't personally identified you as having or being a specific role in my life, a specific component, necessary component, stop. Don't even try and convince me because you're going to hurt your feelings and I'm going to help you hurt it. Yeah. Yeah, if you don't like rejection, don't even try it with me because I will reject you. Very cold-heartedly. I got my Venus in Capricorn, and I'm a Capricorn moon. I'm fully capable of being cold-hearted. Yeah. Unfortunately, my Piscean, it listens to my Capricorn. So when my Capricorn says, "Sit down, fishy, it's time for me to take over," my Piscean is like, "Okay." Okay. Yeah. So people need to just chill the F out. Okay. They need to chill the F out. I can feel it. Another round. I can feel it. It's another round of people who are going to be like, oh my God, she's my twin. No, the fuck, I'm not. I promise you, I am not. You can resonate with me. That's all good. You can feel inspired by me. That's even better. You can stay in your own lane. That's perfect. That's perfect. When I come to my conclusions about your place in my life, then I will reach out to you and see if you are in alignment with the conclusions that I've come to. But until then, don't. Rough and raw, but making you stronger. Part of being stronger is using that strength responsibly. And I'm learning if I don't say these things blunt AF, people think I'm talking about them and that I'm waiting for you. I'm not. I promise you. I already got the twin ray slot filled. That's filled. We don't even talk. That's filled. You're not going to be applying for that. I already have plenty of twin flames that I've found. Those slots are also filled. You're not going to be applying for that successfully. Homies, we'll see. But if you got no chill, I don't want to be a homie. If you feel like you need to try and convince me of things, I don't want to be a homie. If you can just kind of coexist with me, it's all good. We can see if homiedom is possible for us. We can see. But I'm no longer going to be apologetic about the person that I am. I'm highly introverted in real life. I don't like when people try and force themselves upon me. Mhm. I don't. I don't like that at all. At all. I'm not going to be apologetic about it anymore. And I feel like Part of the reason all of this is coming out is because you guys need to see I can still be a very loving person and not have to apologize for having standards, boundaries that are enforced, using my voice to communicate my need. And no one is going to convince me that because what? Because I'm publicly visible, that I need to what? Sacrifice my integrity and the sacredness of my space? No, no, I won't. I refuse. I refuse. And the only consequence to you refusing is the loss of the people who would have tried to force you. That's efficiency to me. Yep. Highly efficient. Because the only people that'll be offended by me speaking my truth right now are the people who are hoping that at some point they could weasel their way in. Mhm. You can ask any of my like 3 friends. And my 2 friends. Frey doesn't count. He lives with me. You can ask any of my 2 friends. What are the perks? Not a damn thing. Half the time I don't answer. Not a damn thing. There's no perks. And then I just blurt things out. There's no perks. There's no perks. You either love me or you don't. I'm no longer in a place where people can use me. Because I no longer care if people accept me or not. I simply just am. And if we resonate, we resonate. If we don't, we don't. You have a good life as you keep it moving. I know I will, because I'm going to keep it moving. And there's nothing not spiritual about that. People will think, oh my God. Oh, hey, we got another email. I think it's messed up that people don't make the most of this. Come on. You can receive support. You need to make the most of this. Whatever this is, you need to begin making the most of it. You need to begin allowing yourself to love yourself to the degree that you no longer apologize for your needs, for your awareness of those needs. You're afraid of losing people who didn't give a damn about what your needs are. I mean, is that a loss? Or is that soul cleaning house? I'm saying. Was that a loss? I would like to think that soul is cleaning house. And it's never a loss when soul is throwing away the trash. Ooh, that's offensive, huh? You know what's more offensive? Trying to shame me into a place of thinking that all I deserve is garbage. That's more offensive to me. I know what I offer people. I know what I offer for free. I know what type of services I offer, the degree of service that I offer. There's nothing about my life that I need to apologize for or I need to reconsider. Everything is exactly as it should be. This right here. What about feeling like people will throw yucky spiritual stuff at you for having boundaries and disengaging? I don't know why I'm afraid of that. Everything that you could have ever wanted for your spiritual growth is on the other side of what you fear the most. And once your soul feels you are ready, it will put you directly in that. The thing you fear the most is exactly what your soul will put you into and will force you to endure until you choose to claw your way out of it. Trust me, that's exactly what happened to me. That is exactly what happened to me. Even without me doing anything, even with me playing along, the moment those type of people began to realize I'm literally not like them, they began to form groups to try and do this to me. I mean, we're at like what? 3, maybe 4 times? Well, maybe 5. I don't know. Something like that. We're still in the single digits, where people have literally tried to use magical means to literally unalive me. I'm still here. I'm still here. There is no human that is going to stop you successfully from doing what you are here to do. None. Oh, they'll try. They'll try. The more you care about them trying, the more you empower them trying. The more you place your attention not on them trying, but on correcting, not allowing any of that to come into your space, that's the more your energy will go towards that rather than empowering someone's efforts. These are the type of things I teach in my workshops. If you want to learn how to negate, I have the Black Magic Revocation workshop. I teach you how to undo it. Yeah, because F that. I don't agree with that. I'm not in agreement with that at all. At all. And I teach people how to negate it for themselves. It's a Black Magic Revocation workshop. If you go to my academy, I teach all sorts of different things. All sorts of different things. And these are the things that you need to know for yourself. Why? Because you shouldn't have to purchase a session. You should be able to do this for yourself. Absolutely. Well, I mean, why do you charge people for sessions? Are you going to feed my children? Are you going to feed and provide for all the families that I do? Okay, so then you need to compensate me for my time. Absolutely. Do you go to a doctor and do it for free? No? Okay. Exactly. You go to a lawyer, do it for free? No? Exactly. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. You guys should learn how to protect yourselves, protect your energy. You need to learn how to control where your focus is going. When you learn how to control where your focus is going, you no longer empower other people's efforts. You just don't. You no longer empower it. It's up to you, though. If you want to continue to allow people to be empowered by your energy without your consent, you can do that as well. You can do that as well. Do I recommend you do that? Absolutely not, because those are people who will continue to come and try and access you the moment they get a taste of how powerful you are. I still have people who continue to watch me. Why? Because they're obsessed. As long as you stay in your lane, know your place, stay in your lane. Don't be trying to access me. Mm-hmm. And I know when you watch my live streams and don't enter, I know. I can feel your nasty energy. It doesn't feel powerful, it just feels nasty. Kind of like coming across vomit in the parking lot. You know, like when someone vomits in the parking lot and then you're like, oh my God, I almost stepped in it. Ew. It's like that. Yeah, no, you don't feel powerful to me. You feel gross. To the degree I'm so allergic to your bullshit that I sneezed. I'm not joking. Observe sigil in reverse. You're not wanting to see what you need to see. You're not wanting to observe neutrally so that you can you can understand how the situation is making you stronger. That's a choice, okay? You're not wanting to do the shadow work. That's a choice as well. Shadow work is not about meditation, it's about observation. It's about observing where you are, where your power is hidden. Um, coming to a realization of why you hid that power, probably in childhood. It's because of dark interference. You've been allowing dark things to interfere with your process. Dark things that are not that powerful. So, one of the things that I've learned, one of the things that I've learned is that demonic things, they won't waste their time on things that are not powerful enough to feed them, right? They won't waste their time. So, if something really, really intense tries to access you, that means you have really, really elevated capacity. That's what that means. What's trying to interfere? Something weak? What am I trying to say? See, that was a trick question. It was. If you were going to say something weak and then automatically assume, like, oh, so that means I'm weak. No. So then that means handle it, negate it. If you've identified it as weak, it's not about seeing yourself as weak. It's about seeing where your perception is of yourself. You see, grunt demons used to try and torment me as a child. Why? Because I believed myself to be weak. I hid so much of my power away. And as I began to grow into my own and more of my power came through and I couldn't hide it anymore, despite how hard I tried, well, then the larger things came. The larger things came. They came and they came and they came and they came and they came until one day I'd had enough. And I was like, you know what? I'm fighting back because I don't give a fuck anymore. And you best believe they all took off running. There was this one house that we lived in for a little bit, and it was a haunted house, like legit haunted. And I have the video of the walkthrough. And so whenever we leave a property, I record everything because I've dealt with shady leasing offices before. So I record everything thoroughly when we move in. And everything's conditioned when we move out, down to me locking the door and driving away. And so I had to do that for this property. And you can sense, if you're sensitive, you could sense in the video, there's something that's like really nasty, but it's just trying to stay out of view. I distinctly remember when we first moved in, it was trying to scare me. And what it did, it took my favorite painting, which is of a white peacock. It took that painting and it ripped it off the wall. And the way that it ripped it off the wall, it decapitated quite a few of the variegated leaves on my monstera plant. This was my new favorite plant. And it decapitated some of the leaves, some of the largest leaves. And I was livid. This is my favorite plant. I was mad. I was so mad that immediately I picked up my plant and I was like, you fucking bitch. I'm going to find you and I'm going to fuck your ass up. Get ready. I went and got my smudge, my custom blended smudge. I went through every single room, until it got booted out of the house. It kept trying to avoid me, and the only way to finally avoid me was to get out of my house. So long as I'm living there, it's mine. That's what I said. So long as I'm living here, it's mine. I said it just like that. And boy, oh boy, it didn't want to show itself to me. Until the very last moment when we were finally done moving. There was this huge bay window in the front. And I remember my husband was coming out, and I was already by our vehicle. And I looked back at the bay window, and there were curtains there. And it held the curtain up. And I just stared, and there was no face, no nothing, but the curtain was held up. And it was a stare down. Until I said, "Oh, you want to fuck around and find out? I'm going to fuck your ass up." The moment I took one step towards that front door again, you best believe that curtain came down. Because why? Because I'm not taking any more shit. When you start to be less apologetic about how powerful you are and how much control you have over not just your life, but your environment, things start to realize, oh, that's not one you want to play with. That's not one you want to mess with. But when you see yourself as weak, oh, they will come and they will try. They will continue to try. That's a choice you make, though. It's called passive permission. You're not giving active permission, you're giving passive permission. How? Well, when you believe something is stronger than you, you're giving it your power. It's not something you can say out loud. It's something you have to believe wholeheartedly. It's absolutely something you have to believe wholeheartedly. You see, these people who tell you you have to just declare it, they're lying to you. Because when you declare something you don't fully believe, they go with what your energy says. Your energy has no room for lies. They go with what your energy says. And so when they continue to attack you after you've made the declaration, you then get the confirmation in a very twisted way that you actually aren't powerful. That's a lie. Anyone who has completed any of my workshops, by the end of the workshop, they are in a full realization of how powerful they are. Like my last workshop, the morphogenetic fundamentals workshop, I was like, I'm not using any energy, right? Like everything you're feeling, that's your energy, that's your power. I'm not doing any energy work on you. And they're like, oh my gosh. And I'm like, now do you understand when I say in live streams, like you have no idea how powerful you are? Does it give you a different understanding of the gravity of what I'm telling you? They're like, yeah, I get it now. Because most of us have no idea how powerful we are. Why? Because we spent our entire lives being told by people outside of us that we are less than what we actually are. Why? Because they don't have the capacity to see you in your full gravity. Because they don't understand the gravity of you. Because they're so stuck in a space of cognitive dissonance because your presence triggers their understanding of how little they've achieved for themselves. Whether it's self-healing, whether it's personal awareness, whatever it is. The things that attack you give you a very clear, very, very clear understanding of how deeply they believe how powerful you are. I'd say you're probably the one. That's right. I got an email from, it says, "That's right." Ready when you are. That's right. Definitely right. Claim your power to the degree that even when you play small, things know you're not small. Claim your personal power to that degree. I ended up having to go back to that house another time after we moved out. We ended up having to go back. And we had moved to a completely different state, right? Because, I mean, we don't move, we relocate. Not joking. Every time we move, it's like 10, 15 hours away from where we were previously living. So we had to go back one time to that house. And I remember as soon as I crossed into the state lines, I was like, it knows I'm here. And I was telling my husband that too. I was like, that's right. And I could feel its anxiety building and growing and growing and growing. And by the time we got, and that house is maybe, I don't know, like 3 hours from state line. So I was still about 3 hours away. And that house, it's maybe about 10, 15 minutes away from the freeway exit. As soon as we exited the freeway, it took off. It took off. It wasn't in the house at all. It took off. And I was like, well, you suck. I thought we were going to play. I thought we were going to play. Yeah. Be that powerful that it wants none of you or your energy. Because let me tell you, you try and access my kids, you're going to get fucked up. Because I'm a mama bear of a whole nother caliber. Not even joking. I am a mama bear of a whole nother caliber. Channel your own inner mama bear. Channel that. You be the baby bear and the mama bear. Protect yourself. Defend yourself. Allow yourself to tap into the parts of you that are capable of doing all of this for you. I've had priests scared of me. Priests afraid to come to the house because they were afraid of the things I was experiencing. You're waiting for someone outside of you to save you from the process that helps you to remember who you are. I'll say it again. You are waiting for someone outside of you to save you from the process that will remind you of who you are and what you are capable of. It's not going to work that way. It just never does. It never does. And so now, guess what? Guess who the priests contact when they can't get rid of a demon? It'll be okay. You know why? Because you're going to make it okay. You're going to step into your power, and you're going to step fully into your power, and then you'll understand how powerful you are. And no, don't compare your power to someone else's power, what someone else has accomplished, or no. Because I promise you, if you see me as someone who's really, really strong and you're going to be like, oh, but I can't do what Emmy's doing. I promise you, you can do things that I can't do. I promise you that. There's plenty of things that I can't do that I'm sure is super easy for you. Just like there's plenty of things that I can do super easily that is difficult for you. It's okay. We're not meant to be the same. You see, when we come together with our differences, where you're powerful and I'm weak and I'm powerful and you're weak, that makes us solid as a pair. You see how that works? That means you have value. Regardless of how different we are, you have value. As a matter of fact, the more accurate way to phrase that is because we're so different, we're even more valuable and more powerful together. You're not supposed to be like me, and I'm not supposed to be like you. We're supposed to be exactly who we are. And what we're supposed to do with that is encourage others to be who they are. And we do this until there's no more need for demonic behavior to get us to grow, to get us to expand from that space of smallness that we continue to choose to live in. You want demonic behavior to stop? Step into your power. Because all that demonic behavior is doing is trying to trigger you to step into your power. That's all it's trying to do. Yes, it has malignant intentions. Yes, the methods it uses are very unsavory, but does it cause you to step into your power? Yes. Then it's doing its job. It's working. It's doing what it was designed to do. You are not innocent in your process. You just aren't. You're aware of the process you're in, but you don't want to believe you're in a process. You don't want to participate. You don't want to acknowledge. That's okay. That's normal. But just know that's what makes it harder for you. It just does. It makes it so much harder for you because you're accustomed to things being difficult. And rather than just accepting, you have to fight. What if I told you the war was done? That the war inside you is done. And that the only one still fighting is you. Fighting what? I don't know. Other people's perceptions, other people's demands of who they want and need you to be. I mean, if you're willing to listen to other people when they tell you who to be, I mean, could you just listen to me? I mean, you already listen to other people who are telling you ugly things about yourself. Is it really that hard to listen to me who's telling you the truth? That you are amazing, that you have a value that people in your life right now cannot quantify. And because of their lack of capacity to quantify you, they diminish you, and that you are not to listen to them, but instead listen to me. It's okay. You're going to get through this. You're going to go through whatever you go through. You're going to do your process the way you do your process. And at the end of the day, you're going to come to a realization that I never once lied to you, that you are amazing, that you do have a value that your environment can't quantify. And because you're that powerful, you scare them. Once upon a time, that was like the thing that hurt my heart the most. That I'm so painfully aware of my differences from other people. And I'm always afraid that I'll scare others because I'm so different. Because I know things I shouldn't know, because I can do things that people should not be able to do. And I was always afraid that people would see me and my capacity and assume that I would be malignant, demonic, all of these ugly things. And so when people would make it clear that they were afraid of me, it would break me down in tears. It would really hurt my feelings. I had to go through a huge process to understand why I went through that, why I felt that way. It's because it was a very painful confirmation for me that no matter how hard I tried to play normal, people just never saw me as such. They never saw me as average or basic or normal or any of those lovely things that I wanted to be so badly. It made me feel like I was failing in my attempt to hide the gravity of me, because I was. I was. And there's one thing that I can't stand, and that's failure. So, my brother, he trains champions. He does. Um, he has successfully helped quite a few ladies earn their pro card for IFBB pro competitions. Um, they call it figure, where you get really, really fit, right? It's not bodybuilding. You get really, really fit, but you still have a feminine physique. And so he trains quite a few people like that. I remember a couple of years back, I was talking to someone who did a competition, and no one knew he was my brother at that point. And so she privately messages me because she found out that I wanted to do a competition, that I was going to make it a goal to be able to be in competition shape in 6 months. And she's like, you can do it. You can so do it. You just need to get a good trainer. And I was like, oh, I do. I have one. And I've already spoken to him. And she's like, oh, who? And I told her my brother's name, and she goes, oh, girl, he turns out champions. And I was like, really? And she's like, yeah, how'd you get him? He's a big deal in the industry. And I was like, she's like, how did you get him to take you on as a client? And I was like, that's my brother. And she's like, oh my God. And I was like, yeah, I didn't realize he was such a big deal. She goes, yeah, no, everyone knows him. Everyone knows that if you want to win, you go to him. And I was like, yeah. So he's gonna he's gonna train me. That was a couple years ago, and I changed my mind. And then the other day, I was chatting with my brother, and then I decided to go to bed. And then I woke up in the middle of the night, and I sent him my progress pics, which I never send him progress pics, but I sent it to him for some reason. And then he texted me first thing when he woke up, and we were chatting. And I was cracking up because I was like, yeah, I think I want to seriously do a competition at this point. I'm going to work out for another 6 months or so and see where I'm at, and if I can sustain that injury free. Um, I think I'm going to seriously consider doing a competition. Do you think I can do it? And he's like, well, you need at least a year. I was like, really? He goes, yeah, if you want to win. I mean, unless you don't care about winning. Oh, my immediate text back is, all I want to do is win. What the fuck are you talking about? That's the only goal, is to win. Are you kidding me? I want to win, and I want a pro card on my first show, and then I'm done. I don't want to continue that. I don't want to supplement with, performance enhancers in order to be able to compete. I just want to win a show, take first, take overall, get my pro card, and be like, bye, bitches. I'm 40 something. I'm good. But that's the thing. I know who I am at this point. At least I know enough of who I am to understand the way I function. If I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it because I want to fucking win. And I'm not going to stop until I do. I want to win at being myself, because no one else is ever my competition. No one else is ever my competition. There's only one me in this world. I'm my only competition. So this is about me understanding the limitations that exist within me, because again, I have Ehlers-Danlos. What does that mean? My skin is not elastic. That puts me at a disadvantage. It's going to take me a year to tighten my skin. But I'm worth that process. I'm worth that process of feeling at home in my body while my body is in the healthiest state it's ever been in. It's not enough for me to try something. I have to try it at the level I know I'm capable of reaching, from energy work to business to whatever else I'm going to choose to do. I have to do it at the level I know I am capable of, which is a very high level for anything I do. But it's okay to, no, it's not for me. If I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it all the way. If I'm going to heal my perception of myself, I'm going to do it all the way. It's not going to be enough for me to heal just to the degree where I don't hate myself anymore. I have to go all the way. That means it's not enough to be okay with myself. I have to fall madly and deeply in love with who I am. It's not okay for me to feel stronger. I have to be the strongest I've ever been my entire life, because I'm worth the process I go through to find out how strong I actually am. Strong in every sense of the word. It's a very real and very raw and very rough process. But so is the process of cutting and polishing a diamond. So, what do you want to be? You want to be that diamond, that precious jewel that everyone knows the value of? Is that your motivation? So everyone else can see? Because my motivation, if I'm going to be that diamond, it's not so everyone else can see. It's so I can experience and live in the truth of my brilliance to the degree that I'm capable of. And maybe that's what needs to be shifted. What your motivation is for the redefinition of you. Is it to prove to others? Because I promise you, it's never going to be enough. I promise you, it's always going to be something that creeps up as an insecurity later on. I have insecurities, but they have nothing to do with my worth and how people see me. It has everything to do with the ways in which I can fail myself and the ways in which I can give up on myself. Those are my insecurities. Has nothing to do with anyone else at this point. Nothing to do with anyone else. Get to that point where your journey is yours alone and has nothing to do with anyone else, because it never really had anything to do with anyone else. Natural endings in reverse. This is a process that's going to continue. Even if I put effort into it, yeah, it's going to continue, because guess what? The moment you achieve to the degree that you're in right now, at the level you're in right now, maybe you're at level 5, right? Well, once you reach the next level, level 6, you're going to have to do this process all over again, and you're worth it. You are worth it. You're worth it. Are you sure? Absolutely. I've never been more sure of anything in my life. You are worth it. Every single last one of us is worth it. But if you want to believe the liars who tell you that you're not, you're definitely free to do that. I mean, my logic, if I'm going to believe someone, I would prefer to believe a person who's never lied to me, a person who consistently shows me their integrity. I have nothing to gain by you becoming my equal. That's a lie. I have everything to gain, because I want you by my side. I want you shoulder to shoulder with me, walking through life, enjoying the view. I have everything to gain. That's the truth. So, yeah, you can see it as me being like a very inspirational person, or you could see the reality of it. Yeah, I'm going out of my way to inspire you, because why? Because it sucks being alone up here. It sucks. And clearly, my soul won't allow me to descend. So, rather than be alone, I'm going to drag your ass up here with me, because that's where you belong, anyways. It's not like you don't belong up here. You just don't think you do. There's a difference between not belonging and thinking you don't, feeling you don't. It's a huge difference. Huge difference. Once you begin to realize how much you've allowed yourself to be convinced that you deserve less, you'll get mad at first. Use that anger not to hurt others, but to push through the boundaries that you've placed before you, push through the roadblocks, get them out of your way, right? That'll use up quite a bit of your rage. And then use the rest of your energy to continue going. I'm totally at that plateau. Keep going, keep going. I'm totally there waiting for you. So keep going. You can feel the resonance within you. You can feel that resonance. You can feel where you belong. You can feel that you belong up there too. So then go where you belong. It's perfectly fine. You got this. We're all doing it together. We're all doing it together, and it's going to be perfectly fine. And it's going to be amazing. It is. That's the shortened version. The longer version, there's going to be a lot of fucked up stuff. There's going to be a lot of just like, ew, are you serious? And then you're still going to push through and you're going to be perfectly fine. So I just removed all the unnecessary that would cause you to feel even more fear. I'm saying, take a sip, keep it going. Okay, guys? It's whole body today, Teresa. She says it's upper body and lower body today. And it's the whole body today. Don't forget the booty. Don't forget the booty, okay? So, guys, I'm going to come live on Thursday evening to do expedites. I don't think I'm going to be live until Thursday. I really am still focusing on some mental health stuff because yeah, your girl doesn't need to be entering into ugly spaces, right? Right. You're probably still going to see me fluctuating with some ugly attitude here and there, but it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. We're going to be fine, okay? And yeah, I'll see you Thursday. I'm probably not going to be live tomorrow. I need to be quiet within myself for a little bit longer. Yeah, it's okay to take care of yourself. Um, One of the things was feeling like, I don't want to disappoint any of you. I know quite a few of you really make it a point to like, the time we spend in live streams calibrates your day. And I don't, I don't want to disappoint, but also I've been really in my head about, I believe you guys are powerful. So I need to begin behaving like you guys actually are and really reassuring myself, you guys are perfectly fine, even if I don't live stream. Now, that doesn't mean, Emmy, you cannot deactivate your channel. I would love to. But yeah, it's just one of those things where letting myself see that we're all kind of in a process. We're all in a process, and this process is worth it because at the end of the process, we're going to be in a much higher level of understanding of ourselves, love for ourselves, and just being more of who we need to be. Not just for others, but especially for ourselves, right? So guys, I love y'all. Please give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please do subscribe. Turn on that notification bell. I do also want to ask if you have been negatively impacted by the whole stalking thing that was happening. Guys, can please go to my website, emmyevolving.com/Petrovic-case. I do have a criminal case filed in Switzerland against Philip Petrovic for harassment, abuse, all kind of different things. Um, if you feel like you've been negatively impacted, if you feel like you just need to have yourself, your story, your voice heard, go to that link, mevolving.com, Petrovic-case, and go ahead and fill that out. I'm submitting all of these to my lawyers. I've been submitting it for the people who have already filled out that form and submitted it to me. I've gone ahead and I've forwarded it. I really deeply appreciate all of you, your support. I'm very sorry that it's affected you. I tried to keep it quiet as long as I could so that it wouldn't affect you. And I just had to finally talk about it when people in our community were specifically being threatened. And it finally became a thing where it's like, okay, I'm not helping by staying quiet, I'm enabling. Right? So, very sorry if it affected you negatively. It's the last thing I wanted. But thank you guys for submitting the forms. Just being so supportive and so understanding. It means a lot. All right, I gotta get going. Love you guys. Give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please do subscribe. Turn on that notification bell. Join me when I'm live. I'll see you again very soon. Bye, everyone.